That's way too high. Hello and welcome back to Airbeater's Hangar. Today we are going to be working on 1974 Harley Davidson. As you can see, I don't have any brakes in the front. So I'm going to pull this master cylinder off. I'm going to, first off, I'm going to drain it. I'm going to pull the master cylinder off. And I'm going to have to rebuild it. I have to take it down to Nick's, get a rebuild kit. And I'm also going to have to do the caliper as well because I'm sure they're all bad. I'm also going to be taking the carburetor off over here on this side. And so we can get this rebuilt, and the caliper rebuilt. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and dive into this. Let's hope I got all the camera angles right. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what I got to do to start is I've already prepped the gas tank so it won't get hurt by any oil, brake fluid that falls off and hits the tank. I got a few rags under here, got some shop towels, so I don't want it to leak anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I have two flathead screws here on the cover. I'm going to pull that off. And then I have 4 Allen set screws, or not set screws, socket head set screws holding it onto the handlebars. So we're going to be taking all that off. We also got to get this booger off. Forgot about that. This is going to have to come off too. So we'll take this off. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens. I'm getting too old for this crap. Alright. I'm going to have to find that later. It's under the bike somewhere. I don't know if it fell over on the other side. I don't see it. Alright, we'll get it later so that I can put the parts on it. So what these hydraulic brakes do is it has fluid, and when you squeeze the brake handle, it forces pressure of the brake fluid through the lines, and it goes and collapses the brake pads around the rotor because of the hydraulic pressure of the brake fluid. And there's a piston down there, and it pushes on both sides of the piston, pushes on the brake pads, and that causes the brakes to engage. And when you let go, pressure releases, the brake pads open up, and it's all good. Normally. Now, like I said, this is a 1974. The person I got it from said that he had parked this in his garage about 12 years ago. So, okay, we pull that off. Oh yeah, this is going to be, look at that, that's crazy. This is going to need to be replaced. Yep, she's really bad. And we have a low level of brake fluid here, and it's really dirty. So let me set this aside. That ain't gonna work. I'm gonna grab this and bring it over here. Hopefully you can see this. The fluid gets sucked down through these two piston holes there, the two ports, and it will pressurize the line. But as you can see, this thing probably has a lot of moisture in it. This piston inside here is probably rusted shut, frozen. It's not going to move. So the oil is really bad. That's all going to have to be replaced. I'm probably going to put a new line in, new hose in all the way down to the caliper. So yeah, got to spend some money, but it's all good. You want to get on a bike and get riding? A bike that's been sitting for over 12 years. Oh yeah, she's going to need some TLC. Oh, I hope it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to try to suck some of this out with just a paper towel here a little bit. There's not much in there, but it's all nasty and has to be replaced. So what I'm going to do is I have to remove this line so I can get this off. For some reason this is a metric size and this is a 3/8. So heck, this one might be metric too. Nope. This thing has been boogered up by channel locks or a pair of pliers. And I hate it when they do that because your wrench won't fit on there properly. Okay, so there's hardly any brake fluid in here at all. Wow, it's pretty bad. Well, now you can see why it's frozen, because everything is rusted down in here. This plunger is rusted solid, I'm sure. As you can see, I don't know if this thing is gonna, can you see in there? It's right in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is what it is. Okay, so now to take the master cylinder off, I got these 4 Allen set socket screws, and I think they are 5/32. Inside this housing, you have the plunger that pushes against the piston, and there's also a switch inside this here, and that's where you get your brake light. So when you pull the handle, oh, look at that. Did you see that? I hope I didn't get my camera. Oh man. But anyway, I got some lever now. Watch. Yeah, it's moving. How about that? So that's telling me that the master cylinder isn't too bad. It's going to be rebuilt ultimately anyway. But because I had no lever on the master cylinder here for front brakes, it could not press or push any fluid down to the caliper. So the problem is down at the caliper. This is working fine, but I'm still going to rebuild it. And I'm probably still going to replace all this line, all this hose, everything that goes to it. it's just prudent. It's been sitting so long, it needs to be done. Yep. Why, you all right? It's totally up to you, baby. I would donate them. Donate them. Somebody could use them. Sorry I haven't posted any videos in a long time because just haven't had anything to do. Now that I have something to work on, woohoo, let's go. Now, it's best to keep track of all your hardware so you don't lose it. What I like to do is I like putting fasteners and bolts right back in the holes after I take them out. This way you know where they go and you know they're all there. So this is the stop. Start, hit the start and you get your electric start to start. I think this is the horn. I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. And this is the on-off, run-off button for the engine to start. So as you can see in here, there's a little switch, and this is for the brake light. So all you got to do is pull that off, and there you go. There's the switch. I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn it into the sun. Can you see that? I can't tell if you can see that or not. Anyway, there's the switch right there. You got your power in, and then when you pull the handle, sends power to the brake light, and that's all there is to that. And that's just working off a little, oop, I got some oil coming out. You know what, that was pretty stupid. I need to put that on a different rag instead of putting it on a tank. But I have this like quadruply set up, so it's all good. Okay. So the master cylinder is off. I'm going to go ahead and squeeze it some more. I'll try to get all this oil out of here. I'll have to go get a rebuild kit for it, and when I get that done, when I get the parts, I'll take this all apart and show you more. But for the gist of it, here's the plunger. When you pull the handbrake, that plunger pushes in and it moves the piston inside the cylinder back and forth, and it compresses the fluid going down to the calipers, and like I said, it compresses the brake pads. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Pretty simple process. Now I'll show you when I go to take this apart. I'll have to pull this lever off to gain access to the plunger and the piston. There's a spring inside that pushes it against the lever. That's why it always springs back to the front. So in the rebuild kit, I'm pretty sure you get everything new inside there, except for possibly the piston itself. I don't know, I'll have to find out. But that's pretty simple for right now. That's all there is to remove the master cylinder. And for starters, I'm going to go ahead and put these bolts right back in here. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I will get back to you. My next video, I will show you how to remove the caliper And once I get all the parts back and I get the rebuild kits for all of them, I'll have a video showing how to rebuild them, and then I'll have a video showing how to reinstall everything. So with that being said, that was pretty simple. Once again, it's my first Harley I've ever worked on. Pretty simple. It's not that hard. Back in '74, they wanted to keep everything pretty simple, and they really are. As you can see, the guy that I got the bike from, he bored out the engine to a 1200. He put the Screaming Eagle package on it. It has racing cams, and it has the racing ignition, electronic ignition on it. Took all the weight off, no tack. All I have is a speedometer, high-low beam on the headlight, and turn signals, and that's it. So, hey, I can't wait to get this thing running. All right, with that said, we'll see you on the next one. See ya.